And we're going to turn now to the multi-talented Norwood Young. He is out with his memoir, Getting Back to My Me. And we're so happy to have Norwood here with us today. Hi, Norwood. Great to see you.
Hi, Tanya. How are you? Great to see you, too.
Thanks so much. Now, Norwood, you're known for your music career, but now you're out with a memoir. Tell us why you wrote Getting Back to My Me.
The reason I wrote Getting Back to My Me is because there was a period of my life that I indeed lost my me. And after the soul searching and the revelations that I came to find, I felt it necessary to share it with not only my fans, but also with people who have lost their me due to tragedy or due to just plain life doing what it does. And sometimes life distracts us from our me. And our me is our core, is the core of our passions. Right. It's what we were all born with. And in my case, sexual abuse and molestation, which led to self-mutilation through various plastic surgeries, my me was devastatingly taken to a point where I stopped singing. Mm-hmm. And during the course of this period, I was living what most people thought was the best life ever. I had the mansion and the cars and living the Hollywood socialite lifestyle, but actually I was bitter and miserable because I had stopped singing. I lost my me. So I went through a journey inside to reevaluate what I had done, what I was going through, and then I found that my heart was renewed, my heart was pure, my life could be wonderful, and the only now thing that was stopping me from living my best life was the way I looked through the self-mutilation. So what I then did is went back to a reconstructive surgeon. As we know, reconstructive surgeons reconstruct people due to disfigurements and tragedy. So I went to a reconstructive surgeon and had all of the surgeries that I had done removed and reversed. So I had the chin implants that I had removed and the cheek implants removed, and they actually went into my nose, into my rib, and removed cartilage to rebuild my nose. Yeah. So when you fight for your me, and that's the only thing we really have is our me and God. And God is a major force in my life, and I was not pleasing to him as far as I'm concerned because I let the darkness of molestation rule and govern my life.
Well, you were so open about that in your book. Was that very painful for you, very difficult?
It was painful to put it on paper, because when you actually put stuff on paper, you begin to relive things in ways that you couldn't imagine. So yes, it was painful, but the real pain was realizing what I had done to myself, and then using the vanity that Hollywood offers to make excuses for it.
Well, speaking of your look and the vanity you mentioned, you know, you have, as you said, changed your look throughout the years. The press has often had some not so nice things to say. How did you overcome that?
Well, when they were saying those things, Tanya, about me, because the pain was gone. Because here's what happened. I watched a Oprah Winfrey episode in 1986, and up until that point, I knew that I had participated in something dark and a secret, but I thought it was sexual behavior. Never did I realize until that show that I had actually been a victim of abuse and of a crime by a perpetrator. I never knew that. And then when it dawned on me after watching this show that I was indeed abused, I became angry. Okay, and then I would start to look in my mirror to prepare myself for the next day, and I'd actually go into, I guess, a form of psychosis, because I started hearing my abuser's voice in my head calling me pretty boy. And I would hear this during the course of a week, or during the course of months. So I figured that if I would change my nose, change my eyes, change my cheeks, that I would not have that face, that pretty boy face anymore. So the voices were gone. So in my mind, although people were saying what they were saying, I didn't give a crap, because in my mind the pain and the voices were gone.
Right. Well, you do, not to change topics, but we're running out of time, you do talk a little bit about your relationship with Jennifer Lopez and why, and that whole fallout, why you were fired from that television special. What happened with you guys?
Well, you got to read the book, because we don't have that much time.
That's true.
But you know, here's the situation. I will say this in Jennifer Lopez's defense. A lot of times, it's not the artist's fault. It's the people who are around the artist. It's the managers, and I mentioned that in the book. It's the yes people who are so fearful of the star. So true. So honestly, I don't even know if Jennifer Lopez knows that she fired me. Right. I'll just say that.
Norwood, I'm so sorry to have to cut you off. We've run out of time, but we're so glad you're singing again, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me,
You
Tanya.
can check out Norwood's new book, Getting Back to My Me. It's available now.